Okay.
You know what time it is?
Boom shakalaka!
Yes, indeed. Again, we get to do it again.
Yes, every Friday, just like clockwork.
Yes,
Yeah.
at Boom Shakalaka o'clock.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Because every Friday at Boom Shakalaka o'clock, there's always something good happening on the North End, Chaveevah.
And everywhere else in the Cedar Valley.
And everybody knows this by now. Hopefully you know and understand it. And we've got some we got a great guest, a
Yes.
woman that makes you feel like she might be 3 or 4 people.
I know. I mean, because I can't wait to talk to her to find out about all these various hats she wears. Her name is Joyce Levingston, and she does a little bit of a whole lot of things. And so I'm looking forward to the opportunity to talk to her and hear about what she does and how she manages to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
We like to ask our viewers to chime in. We love to hear from you. Make sure you give us a shout out and let us know you're watching. And we have to also ask your participation in this wonderful trivia question. The question is, and it's Margot's Waterloo Proud History Moment. Who was the first black judge in Waterloo who was also the first black board member of Iowa Parole Board? George, oops. I don't want to read them, and it's not George. I read it wrong.
Yes,
so
you
the
did.
question again was, who was the first black judge in Waterloo who was also the first black member of the Iowa State Parole Board? That's the question.
There you go.
So if you answer that question today, you get to win, Chaveevah. They get to win a T-shirt.
Do they?
Yes.
Okay.
North End Update T-shirt just for you.
Okay, right. Yeah, last week didn't Joyce Ann Wilder win a Boom Shakalaka Cup?
Yep.
Yeah, there she is.
There she is.
All
Joyce
right.
Ann was so happy to get her cup. And of course, our own Precious Mohammed. I like to call her our own because
Yes.
we're going to make sure that she makes all of our stuff for us because we just love her business. And it's called what, Chaveevah?
Good Things by Precious.
Good Things by Precious. Make sure you
Yes.
check out Precious and Good Things by Precious on Facebook. All right. We want to also let everybody know about some good things happening right now.
Yes, we've got a few announcements we need to make. Like Amani Community Services is going to host a Fuel and Heal Your Soul virtual barbecue fundraiser on Friday, October 23rd, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Jubilee United Methodist Church Freedom Center, 1621 East 4th Street.
That's right. And Agnes, oh my goodness, we got to get her some bougie berries.
I
She's
know
just so
something.
great. Thank
Isn't
you
that
so much
great?
for having that ready.
Yeah.
Also, celebrating Sisterhood Women's Conference via Zoom will be October 31st from 11 to 2 p.m. And my presence has purpose, and my purpose has power. For more info, check out Reverend Vera Wallakin on Facebook, or call 319-821-0222. And we are actually going to be the hosts of that virtual
Yes.
show. So
Yes, so that should be interesting. I love the purpose, the theme.
yes,
So,
I
yeah.
have purpose. Indeed. The Grout Museum, of course, is doing their Strolling with the Spirits, and they're doing some very iconic people, and they're concentrating a lot on important African Americans who have left their legacy behind. And that's the graphic on the screen there is October 31st, and it's going to be virtual at 10 a.m. And they're going to be doing Walter Cunningham. Dr. Walter Cunningham will be one of the people that they're...
Yes, Rocki, and another one is
Highlighting.
going to be your grandmother.
Oh, yes, my grandmother, Gwendolyn Hickey. Actually, I'll get to portray her. So make sure you tune in for that and see some of the people that you may not have known about that have gone on.
Yeah, and we want to shout out to Daquan Campbell, who is running for County Agricultural Extension Council. You know, he had made a post basically alluding to the fact that he doesn't usually, I don't know, toot his own horn or whatever, but so we'll toot it for you. Just letting you know that he is running for that office, and he's been doing a wonderful job. Anyone who's gone to the farmers market, the urban farmers market, he's really transformed that in a big way. So
he has. He took that farmers market and ran with it.
Yes.
Well, of course, COVID had to affect it like it has everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you, that young man he started growing vegetables and selling them, and I know his grandmother helps him a lot. So please support DeQuan Campbell and vote yes, because I think he's running unopposed.
Unopposed,
so
yes.
Just make sure you mark his name on that ballot. Also, you got to check out that debate between Tony Thompson with Yeshi Abebe, Belinda Creighton-Smith, LaTanya Graves, Vicki Brown, and Rhonda McRena. If I missed anybody, please forgive me. Oh, and the sorority, Chaveevah, what's the name of this sorority?
It's moderated by the Waterloo Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Yes.
Child, they did that.
Yes, they did.
Oh, it was so professional, and it just reminds us that basically, I think everybody's kind of come out and done what they can do, and we're all working together. We got all these young people that are doing things, and that's what makes our job so nice, Chaveevah. We get to highlight them all.
Yes. Talking
And
about the great things that are going on in this community. It's too easy. I mean, it's like shooting fish in a barrel, finding good stuff to say about what's going on in the here and now.
Yes, it is. So it's always a pleasure to be able to highlight all the good things. And that was a really good interview. It was, they got heated. It was so funny. I couldn't have done it because I would have started laughing at some of the stuff that was happening that they were saying to each other. So make sure you find that. It's on our wall. Watch that debate and really determine. We don't get political, but one thing we will say is please go and vote.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we can do. That's as political as I'm getting right now.
Yes.
That and DeQuan.
Okay, and we want to remind you all, as always, in this time of COVID-19, we are being safe. We have our masks.
Yeah, we got our masks. Mm-hmm. But since we're sitting far apart, we're going to be feeling safe here, and we are all sanitized and all that stuff. Haven't been exposed to anyone, so I think we're okay. All right, so we want to talk about India's Friday runway tonight right quick.
Yes. It's a fun way to showcase those outfits that we did not get a chance to wear. You bought new stuff, but you didn't get a chance to wear it anywhere because of COVID-19. And we have guest designers. We've invited guest designers. Our guest last week was Dante Watson, POP Fashion. And this week, our guest is Shantae Wallakin of
I can't
Lux
wait.
Life. Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Because Lux Life sounds kind of like a fairy tale. I can't wait to see what it's really all about.
Lux Life.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it sounds real
glamorous.
Yes.
So make sure you check us out. We'll be live at 6:30 with India's Friday runway, something for you to kick off your weekend after the boom shakalaka.
Yeah, and we want to remind you, if you're a designer, store owner, or whatever, and you'd like to have your fashions showcased, just get in touch with India.
Right.
Yeah.
Or us. We'll connect you with India. Also, make sure, who was it? Who's knitting? Kanisha Davis. If you knit, you might have a couple of scarves you just want us to show off, or a shawl.
I saw her made some fancy things that my daughter bought from her, some socks or something that come all the way up to...
Let us know.
Yeah.
Do we have any comments, Ed? Anybody hollering at us today?
On the Rocki and Chaveevah page.
Nobody cares.
Oh, well.
Come on now.
Lori Ann Dale.
Oh, we could count on Lori
and
Ann.
Phil Speck both say boom shakalaka.
Oh, we love you
Yeah,
both.
we've also got Juliet Thurman Dunn watching.
Oh, love
Katrina
Juliet.
Moran and Kevin A. Smith.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching. Okay, we're going to introduce our wonderful guest now because she's waited long enough.
Yes.
All right. And this woman is an innovator, Chaveevah.
Yes, she is a community activist par excellence. Okay?
Exactly.
And she is also the director of One City's Waterloo Momentum program. And right now we'd like to introduce Joyce Levingston.
Yes. Joyce Levingston, somebody we were just aching to know. Yes, welcome. And you get your little microphone there. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, thank you. We're so glad to see you today, Joyce. We just, like we said, you just seem to have all of a sudden appeared, and now there's a princess that's walking around planning events, doing all these awesome things that really matter. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, like you guys said, I'm the director of the Momentum program here in Waterloo, which is a program that one city has started for people to be able to find sustainable employment and overcome barriers to employment. I'm finishing up my dissertation right now, which I concentrate on food insecurity. So shout out to Daquan Campbell. I met him for the first time today. So I'm making greens this weekend and fried tomatoes and got some onions.
Where
and
did you
peppers.
get some greens from Daquan? Where? In front of Jubilee? Or?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. On my way home from work, I seen the stand. And I said, "Oh, let me stop over here."
And what day was that? Today?
That was today.
Today, Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know they sell a lot of good collard greens there.
Yes.
So we're going to get to talk to you and ask you a bunch of questions later, but first we're going to get to our segment called Give It Air.
Yeah.
And today we're talking about what it is the difference between, or is it okay, or is there such thing as white pride? So, Chaveevah, we're going to throw that one at you.
Well, the argument, and there is a post on our wall. The argument that black pride and white pride are motivated by two very different things. Black pride being a sense of identity. White pride is not a sense of identity in the same, a cultural identity in the same way German or Italian or one of these specific,
right?
You know, Irish, a specific ethnicity. By all means, we should take pride in our culture in that sense. But our experience in this country has been an amalgamation of whatever, because a lot of that was lost in the process of us coming to this country.
Yeah,
Right.
and basically
Identity.
what it is it's like a mockery of folks saying black pride. So I think if it would have been like a different, like if someone would have said like Asian pride, then white pride or white power, like those words wouldn't have even started. But just like when we say Black Lives Matter, then they want to say white lives matter, or, you know, all lives matter. And it's just kind of a mockery of us and our achievements, and us being able to like voice our progression and our achievements by saying, you know, black power.
Yes, and to capitalize on that point, progression is because it used to be a shameful thing. Black wasn't so popular a while back, you know. In fact, it was basically that the major population, or, you know, throughout history, had made you ashamed to be black. So when black people started saying they were proud to be black, it was a self-affirmation. So it's a lot different than the white power, which is kind of geared from the Aryan nation, or white power, like that, right?
Yeah, there's a difference between oppression on the one hand and empowerment on the other.
That's
what
exactly.
Their representations.
Yeah, so hopefully that's helpful to somebody today. We just had to give that a little air today, Chaveevah.
You know, you got to give it some air, because exposure is the best disinfectant.
Right, exactly. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud.
There you go.
All right. Okay, so get out and vote. What do you got to say about that, Joyce? What do you want to tell the people?
Well, I heard last night from my Nisha and Vicky that they have some voter buses going on this weekend. So at the, I know it's the Center of the Arts. I don't know the time, but I mean, you can contact either one of them because they're completely accessible. But I know at the Center of the Arts tomorrow there will be a voter bus. And I just want to say, like, You know, folks see me out here protesting all day long, but there's a lot of levels to, you know, our fight and our freedom, and voting is what's going to make the change happen. So make sure you go vote.
Yes.
That's right. I don't know if you've been entertaining a lot of conversation about the things that are going on nowadays, but I don't do it a lot anymore. You know, my younger days, you know, I would sit around and entertain those conversations, but now I tell them, take that to the polls.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care if that's the way you feel about whatever you're passionate about. Take it to the polls, and then let's see if may the better candidate win. And Ed, we have some comments.
Yep, Denise Dell Olson
Hey,
commented
Denise.
that we're all part of humanity and we should have mutual respect for everyone.
Yeah.
And Lorianne Dale commented, Joyce Levingston is like a daughter to me. I'm extremely proud of you.
Oh.
Yes,
All
that's
right.
my second mom.
Oh, I tell you what, Lori Dale takes her life seriously, and she's very passionate about mentorship, I'd say.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. She was a big, her and her father actually were a big part of my life from my teenage years until now.
Wow.
Wow.
Connections.
Yeah, she's one of our best friends.
Yes.
Exactly. Change gonna come, and this is a part of the change that we're going to see, Chaveevah.
Absolutely. When we get to our change gonna come segment, we're basically talking about those things that represent the change we want to see. And we are really proud to have you speaking with us today, because for us, I mean, your generation, the things that you're doing, you represent that change that we want to see in the world. So,
Right.
yeah,
As
now is when we ask you a lot of questions, right?
Well, actually, we get to shout out to everybody and let them know how to watch us real
Oh, that's
quick,
right,
because
that's
otherwise we wouldn't have all you binge viewers on YouTube.
Okay.
We got to take advantage of our captive audience. We know a lot of you are trapped at home. Watch North End Update. You know, we got so many things you got to catch up on. So check us out on YouTube. Just type in North End Update, hashtag North End Update, or Rocki and Chaveevah, and you'll find us.
Yes, and we're on channel 17 or 79-4, depending on how your TV is set up, every Friday at 4 o'clock, every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. So,
Right. And we have to ask Joyce Levingston if she subscribes to, and I got to sing my little song, the
Soul Town.
Do you?
Not yet, but I will. And I have heard a lot about Soul Town, so I definitely will.
All right.
And I'll make sure others do as well.
All right. Well, see, if we got her on our side, we're doing something.
There you go.
There you go.
The Soul Town, we talk about it absolutely every week. It is a wonderful homegrown magazine started by Chaveevah, who is now in California.
Yep.
This month's edition is devoted to Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther,
Right.
and just a very dynamic young man who accomplished a lot artistically, and profile and courage, really, when you think about it, because this
definitely.
man made about 5 or 6 movies
Yeah.
in the space of time while suffering with cancer, and only the people in his inner circle knew about that.
Right.
That is who the magazine is dedicated to, but there are so many other articles and things to touch on. The writers are from all across the country. The readership is nationwide and worldwide, and it's definitely worth checking out.
And it's seen in 19 countries and 4 planets, and we are as well.
That's right.
And you can watch Rocki and Chaveevah live right by pushing play right there, like Agnes is showing us.
Stop calling that woman Gladys.
And make sure you get your copy of thesoultown.com. All right, now what did she say? She's messing with me now. Okay, we get to ask. You told us about yourself. Talk about one city and the Momentum Urban Employment Initiative, please.
Yeah, so one city adopted the Momentum program from Kalamazoo, Michigan. There was another nonprofit agency there called Urban Alliance, where we got the program from, and I went there and did some training, did a lot of training over the summer working with Brian Parsons. And like I said, it's a program that was brought here to Waterloo for people to be able to come or overcome their barriers to employment. And those are a lot of different barriers. Some of it is, coming from generational poverty. You have people with criminal backgrounds. You have people with just large gaps in employment or not being able to keep a job, childcare issues, homelessness, addictions, things like that.
And how did you get involved with it in the beginning? I mean, was it a grassroots project? Or?
It's still very grassroots. So there's a lot of ways that people here can support the Momentum program. One of the things that I would do if you were interested in supporting, you can come and facilitate, which I'd give you the curriculum, so you just kind of look over it and then come and facilitate. You can be a mentor to the individuals in our program. We have a food and interview clothing closet that you can donate to as well. So there's a lot of different ways that you can get into being a big part of the Momentum program. And we've had a lot of great people come and facilitate. So
That sounds good. How long has the program actually been going on, and how is it doing as far as serving some of those needs that you mentioned?
Yeah, so in Kalamazoo, Michigan, which that is actually a place. I thought it was like some type of fairy tale, but
Right.
There is a Kalamazoo, Michigan. When I went there, they were on their either 50th or 51st term. So they've had several classes rotate. They have had very high success rates, and we have very similar demographics to Kalamazoo, Michigan, here in Waterloo, Iowa. So they have had, almost, I think, 90% graduation rates, and large percentages of folks that are still employed after 90 days. And I think the biggest part of the program is the lasting relationships. So we've had some people who came and maybe they did open enrollment with us, but didn't start the program, that I still reach out to and talk to, or a couple of people fell off at the beginning. I still check on them every week. And even after they graduate and after they find employment, I'll still continue that relationship with them. And that's kind of a part that of the program that sets it apart from other programs, because I've gone through lots of programs, and once I was done, it was like, bye.
There you
Thanks.
go. Right. And and it's good that you're not letting this happen, that you're actually kind of sticking with the people.
Yeah,
Well,
it's all about
great.
the relationships with this program, not so much the material or content that they learn, but we really love on them in the program, and we help them with things that they need along the way.
Good. And that sounds like Lori Dale's kind of concept. Love them
Yes.
up, right?
Yes. Talk a bit about how you, like I said, one moment, it's just all of a sudden we just, everywhere we look, Joyce Levingston.
Right.
She's doing something here. She's doing something there. As far as your activism, and you were one of this year's 20 under 40, recognized as one of this year's 20 under 40. And congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm going to say for that. And just talk about, I don't know, was it an evolution or did you just jump in with both feet?
Well, I guess at the beginning it was kind of like a challenge. So probably since 2000 and maybe 14, I've been trying to just do some networking in the community, help youth in the community. In 2016, I brought the Cedar Valley's Little Free Pantries into the community, which are the little free food boxes that you see at certain places,
Yes.
like the Jesse Cosby Center and things like that.
Okay.
So I think, if I can be honest, it wasn't until I helped organize that first protest that brought over 1,000 people out to the city, where then all of a sudden now everyone's like, Joyce, 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 Joyce.
And was that this past summer?
That
or-
was June 1st or May 30th. It was
after
George
Floyd.
Floyd's passing.
George Floyd got a lot of feet on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody, we hit the ground running with our Give It Air and trying to educate and let people know more about race relations. And that's what kind of happened to you. Everybody just said enough is too much, right?
Yeah.
And I think and you're saying that was a motivator for you too.
It was, but even prior to then, I had a big concentration on social justice. So for me, social justice is more than just race related. Like I said, I concentrated on food insecurity, and then in the last couple years, I've been concentrating more on, critical race theory in our education system, the disproportionalities in African Americans within the special education system, and how the educators are, are working with our Black and brown youth, and a lot of the disproportionalities in all the facets in education. So it was like,
you're gonna be busy for a long time.
Yeah. So when this came out, it was really, I was focused on. I was catching Ricki Campbell, her post about COVID-19 in Tyson's was catching my eye, because anytime there's my shirt says intentional. Anytime there's an opportunity for disruption for the greater good, I'm so with it. So when I seen that she was going to actually like block some stuff off and close some stuff down, I'm like, I'm with it. I don't even know you,
right?
But I'm definitely with it. Making sure I was a part of the group. And there was just a post one day like, Waterloo, what are we gonna do after George Floyd? And I'm
That's
like,
right.
we're about to go to the streets.
Hey,
so that's
we
exactly
fixing to
with every generation. I mean, because injustice in general, racial injustice in specific, these sorts of things are ongoing, and every generation you end up seeing some things that are a tipping point.
Yep.
And sometimes everything comes together to move those things forward, to take advantage of that to affect some kind of change. And it was at that juncture, I guess, that I began seeing Joyce.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just tell me to shut up, right?
So we want to know, how can people get a hold to you? If they want to talk to you, maybe they want to have an idea that they want to share and maybe get some more people involved. How can they contact you?
Well, I'm still a student at UNI, so you can contact me by just looking at my name on the UNI website, and my email is on there. You can contact me through One City, which, our office is located at 907 Independence Avenue. Also, you can contact me on Facebook. I'm pretty accessible, and I pretty much accept everyone that's,
right.
I
you
scroll
be
through and
though
stop
now.
a little bit, but I pretty
to.
much accept a lot of people, especially if I know that you're about business.
Okay, sounds like that's what you're about. And Ed was giving me the 2-minute sign over here, and I guess you weren't watching.
I guess I wasn't.
We were going to wrap up. And do you have some comments
just
before
a comment
we read
from
our
Annette
birthday
Lynch.
people?
She said, I went to see this Michigan Launch Program.
Oh.
I went to see this Michigan Launch Program presented to our community, and I'm so glad this is happening in our community. Thank you for your work, Joyce.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think Annette is a professor at the university as well, so thank you.
And Annette, if you're watching, and you are, you can hear this. We want you to be in our Friday runway one day soon. India will be contacting Annette because she's got a lot to offer in that aspect. Okay, we got some birthdays, Chaveevah, and today we're going to be singing the happy birthday song to him like we always do. Who do we have? Twyla Anderson and Jean Egbese, Morena in Spanish, that's my niece, and Misty Kinney.
Okay, and we also have
Ida Edmiston in the house. Yes.
Yes. Stephen Buckles, Jeremy Holmes, Walter Collins, Tara Hickey, John Coffer, Lenore Jenkins, and Steve Tripolino.
I know. And Chaveevah, I'm sure you would agree,
it couldn't fit more perfectly
than to have a world party
On the day you came to be.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Woo!
All right.
Woo! We
Hey,
fell
y'all.
into that song pretty slick.
There you
didn't
go.
we?
I always say it.
Very slick, because I was like, what's going on?
If you
What's
can't sing
going
good,
on?
sing loud. I know this is a first for us, and she probably like,
No, I'm glad. I'm glad to actually meet you guys in person.
Oh,
you guys are both very beautiful. So thanks for
thank
inviting me.
you.
as are you. Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, we love it. And I love the fact that you wear your natural hair because that's a whole lot of afro. It's so much
Man.
fro it won't even stand up.
It won't even look. Somebody come get it. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm
it's
ti- I'm
beautiful.
tired.
Absolutely beautiful. All right. It's been another wonderful show, Chaveevah. Ed, did you have something to say? Look like you're trying to get my attention over there.
Nope.
He's just saying, wrap it up and
He's
get
like,
out of
"Wrap it
here.
up." It's Agnes that's trying to get our attention. The show is over.
She's drawn in my ear, but let's go, ladies.
Okay. Thank you so much, Agnes and Ed. And thank you so much for watching us today. And Joyce, we're just so happy to have met you as well. Just
you.
a true treasure. Keep doing more of what makes you awesome, everybody, like this lady.
Yes, because it makes us
all look good. All
Yes.
right. See you next time. Woo!